What even is this? Do I like it? Do I not like it? I have no idea. Alright, there is a bit of hyperbole in the intro to this one, because I do know what this is. It's the Sagitaur ATV, and it's from the Leagues of Votann, so when I say what is this, that's what it is. The thing is, this is a weirdly unique sort of looking thing. I just have no idea how I feel about this. If we take it at face value, this is actually an okay looking ATV. This looks like it might actually function as what they've said it should function as. I mean, let's be honest, when it comes to Games Workshop and vehicles, it can be a bit hit and miss. You can have things that are feasible and would definitely work, things like the Atalan Jackals for the Genestealer cults. They are just dirt bikes, and they look like dirt bikes, and you know full well that they would operate perfectly fine as dirt bikes. But then also, you've got Space Marine bikes and Primaris bikes, which are also Outriders, even though Outriders are a horse heresy thing as well, which don't look like they would function as anything really, because they're far too low down, and the merest hint of a curb would probably put them out of action. And then you've got things like the Goliath Rock Grinder, which kind of should maybe work perhaps, but it's a little bit low to the ground for what it is. But then if you want to take that even further, you've got the Primaris ATV, which just looks like a Mario Kart thing. It just looks like a go-kart, and there's no possible way it would function in even the slightest bit of difficult terrain. This, though, to my admittedly not massively knowledgeable eye, does at least look the part. It does kind of look like it would maybe work for what it does, which is a lovely change. That's quite nice. I like that. I like the fact that it looks almost like it would function as the thing it is. It looks like something that you use for scouting, something that you use for exploration, something that is designed to go over multiple different types of terrain. It looks like it's got decent clearance from the body to the base of the wheels, which is always nice to see. There's a large amount of protection from stuff in the form of those massive bars, like that kind of huge external like roll cage it's got. I actually really like the look of that. That makes it look a lot more utilitarian. It looks as though it's been built for a purpose as opposed to look good, and that should be fitting for what it's supposed to be. The placement of the turret isn't terrible. I mean, it's off to one side, which offends my sense of symmetry, but then again, I don't have that much of a care for that. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of the bubble on the other side, the little kind of viewing, surveying dome, but that's just a personal preference thing. I would have preferred something a bit more armoured, but then again, would that have even looked right, given that the context of this is that it's for exploration? Like, you'd want to have something that people could actually see out of, so I can see why they've done it, even if it's not to my personal taste. It looks, from this angle at least, that we've got a bunch of like equipment strapped to the back of it, which fits the part. Nice long antenna on the back as well. It does look heavily armed, but it looks like its primary purpose isn't for combat. It actually looks, dare I say it, kind of functional in all the right ways. And the thing is, I'm still getting hints of other stuff off this. So when you look at the guns, there's a definite feel of there being, well, Imperium-based technology there, or at least technology that is derived from the same place for both the Leagues of Votann and the Imperium, so it's nice to have that continuity. A lot of the kind of mechanical side of things on the underside looks very much in the same style as that. The big roll cage that goes around the outside of it, that kind of has a similar feel to me for the, what is it, the Dune Rider, whatever it's called, the Scorpius thingy, the stupid hovercraft that the Mechanicos have got. I kind of get that sort of feel off that. The wheels feel very Genestealer-y. They're not exactly the same, there's obviously some differences, but again, they've done quite a nice thing of taking that kind of common starting point and creating something that's quite unique compared to other stuff that has come from a similar place. Overall, I think I like it. It feels very different, even by the standards of like the Leagues of Votann stuff, because there's been some stuff that has been quite separate from like the established aesthetic of 40k. This does have that feel of being a bit standalone, but at the same time, there are still enough common elements to tie it into that universe as a whole. I think it's probably just feeling a little bit uncanny valley. In a way, it's like, okay, this looks totally different. This doesn't look like it belongs to any existing faction, but it does have stuff all over it that reminds me very heavily of existing factions, which is obviously a good thing, given the context of it, but It's just weird. It's like looking at something that... It almost feels like looking at one of those like third-party designs that's supposed to act as a proxy for something in 40k, but it's not. It's Games Workshop doing it. Now, in terms of what this thing actually is, as it says, designed for surveying inhospitable alien terrain, Sagitaur is a rapid response ATV suited for scouting operations and lightning-fast armoured offensive. It does say they operate in pairs. I'm assuming this will come in a box as one. I don't think you're going to get 2 of these in a box. That seems very, very unlikely. But they're just saying right there, they operate in pairs and heavily armed. So twin bolt cannon on the front with a high-rise beam cannon, or else have a missile launcher, or whatever, MATR auto cannon. Probably just, sound it out. Okay, so there we go. We've got all the supplies on the back. It looks like there's like a couple of like detonation kits or something, like sort of like that, like those kind of push down lever ones. You've got a big pickaxe, some rope, some sort of tarp off to the side. The different weapons there, I'm assuming that's the high-rise beam cannon, then there's the missile launcher, then that's the auto cannon. Cool. And once they're right up in enemy lines, they disgorge their ordinary cargo, a full squad of infantry, which can be split between 2 vehicles. Okay, so if you're going to take a full squad of infantry, you need 2 of these, not 1, but you can split them up to be in both. Alright, okay. That's interestingly worded, but fine. And then we've got some drivers as well. A nice mix there. That's a cool looking cockpit as well. That's pretty cool. To be honest, I think I quite like it. It just, I don't know why, it just seems so weird. It just seems so weirdly not, but also, like, it's not a thing, but it also definitely looks like it is a thing at the same time. I think actually I probably do quite like it. I've just noticed that little detail down the bottom there where you got those two caps, I'm presuming for fuel and something else, which again, nice little detail. Yeah, it feels different, but there's enough about it that's similar that it's really messing with my head. I've got to give it the seal of approval. It feels unique, which is nice. The question is, of course, what do you think? Do you like the look of it? Not like the look of it? Does it have that similar feel of like, it looks like someone else made it for 40k, but actually it's not someone else, it is Games Workshop that did it? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. There's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.